Austin, it is I, Omnibrennen, and this is my corner, an Omnicorner, if you will. Today I'm talking about a couple things. First off is a new release. This is Thanos, the deluxe hardback by Donny Cates. Not technically an omnibus, but it's definitely serving that function. We do love the deluxe hardback covers here. In the past, we've probably talked on our Throwback Thursday or other videos about Donny Cates' Thanos book. We've had him in here for multiple signings. He's currently on Guardians of the Galaxy, Silver Surfer, Venom. But this is the sort of thing that kind of took everyone by storm, and this is a wonderful collection that they've done now because it gives you his whole Thanos run. That's his issues 13 through 18, as well as the annual. And you also get the Cosmic Ghost Rider spin-off 1 through 5, as well as Thanos Legacy #1, which was the single one-shot sort of epilogue issue that kind of tied everything back up. It's sort of interesting. Donny seems to be kind of doing like Jonathan Hickman likes to do in Marvel, where everything he sort of writes sort of builds on the past things that he's written at that company. And yeah, all that kind of started with his Thanos storyline. Because yeah, this is an awesome story. Basically, you get to see Thanos swept off into the future, where he gets to meet a future version of himself and see a version of history where he got everything he wants. He killed everyone. He conquered all. And, you know, of course, that leads him to wonder, is that really what he wants? It's cosmic. It's spectacular. Cosmic Ghost Rider is one of my new favorite characters. I can't recommend it enough. Definitely come check it out. It's nice and pretty in the big hardback format that it so deserves. And as for doing an actual omnibus this week, I'm going to be talking about DC's Bronze Age Swamp Thing omnibus. Now, this is essentially Swamp Thing Omnibus Volume 1, if you want to think about it that way. It collects Swamp Thing's very first appearance in House of Secrets number 92. That was, of course, in the early 70s, 71, 72, kind of blanking on that. But he was created by comic book legends, the late comic book legends of Len Wein and legendary artist Bernie Wrightson. Len Wein, who you might remember as the co-creator of Wolverine, definitely had his hands in the creative pool in the 70s, and as well, you know, if you know the name Bernie Wrightson, you know him as one of the best, most legendary gothic horror artists of all time. Some really striking stuff if you wanted to see really dark, monstrous, wonderful Bronze Age artwork. Wrightson is the man to do it. Yeah, this is great. It's pretty much, it starts you from the very beginning, from his creation and that first appearance in House of Secrets, and it takes you from there to his super quick spin-off into a solo series because he was that popular at the time. Swamp Thing gives you Swamp Thing number 1 through 24. Wrightson, I believe, drew the first 10 issues of it, and Len Wein wrote the first 7. You also get the Saga of Swamp Thing 1 through 19, not to be confused with Alan Moore's Saga of Swamp Thing. That would come much later. You also get the Saga of the Swamp Thing annual number 1. This is kind of your standard $99.99 omnibus. As always, we take 10% off of these here. It's really great. DC has been doing a really good job of taking some of their very original stuff, whether it be Gold Age, Silver Age, Bronze Age, going back to the 50s, 60s, that sort of thing, and really giving them nice, full-color omnibus treatments. And, you know, for something like Swamp Thing that has had 2 major theatrical movies, the first of which was by Wes Craven, and now a really popular DC show, live-action show, which, despite the weird goings-on around it and the abrupt cancellation, from all accounts, has been fantastic. The bits that I've seen look very kind of horrific, and the Swamp Thing effects look fantastic. So if you've ever been curious about Swamp Thing and you want that deep dive into the very original stories featuring that character, this is the way to go. And just to hop back onto the Thanos hardback, that one is going to be $34.99 cover. Same thing. We knock off that 10%. So here, next week we're looking at releases for DC Universe by Jack Kirby, Bronze Age. It's going to be very cool. I can't wait to talk to y'all about that. Hopefully we'll have some copies left in the store for me to show off. As well as the Conan the Barbarian Marvel Years Volume 2. We got Volume 1 not so long ago. I think we actually need to do a reorder of that, so remember that. So hopefully I'll get to talk to you about that next week. Also today at 5 o'clock we've got a signing with John Lucas, who is going to be doing a signing of his books Before Houdini and After Houdini. After Houdini having come out today. This is a wonderful. These are 2 books that are kind of some of the highest class, and what I'm noticing is seeming to be a new tradition of taking kind of historical figures and making kind of folk legends out of them. In this case, Harry Houdini. Of course, he was always known as the the master of illusion and things like an abrupt and mysterious death to someone so legendary, can sort of have a way of historically creating legends, myths, and tall tales about certain people. That's what this is. After Houdini specifically centers on the son of Houdini, Joseph Houdini, and it's sort of a historical revisionist story because it kind of reveals that Harry Houdini, the master of illusion, was a secret agent during World War I. And so they come to his son, Joseph, after Houdini has vanished and ask him to come and complete the mission that his father couldn't. The new one, before Houdini, is sort of going back, obviously, and sort of showing the rise of Houdini, the man who would eventually become the legend. The art in this looks really fantastic. It looks like it's got intrigue and espionage, and it's like a really solid thriller. These look great. They really piqued my interest. I can't wait to talk to Lucas about them. But yeah, stop in. It's from 5 to 7, and he's going to be signing these books. Come check him out. And as always, Omnibus.